Noah from PhoneDog.com, and this is the LG Rumor Touch for Sprint. Now this phone's been out for a little while now, over a month, but somehow it kind of slipped through the cracks of my fingers, I guess with all the stuff going on in the mobile industry, the smartphone industry and everything. And I got some requests from you that were like, dude, like, what happened, like, to the, like, LG, like, Rumor Touch, like, I can has review, like, and things like that, but they sounded better when you said them, because you're, cooler than I am. But, it takes us a while sometimes, but we hear you, we listen, and we do it. It's the Rumor Touch. I'll tell you what, all in all, it's a pretty cool phone, actually. I like this phone as far as non-smartphones, feature phones, dome phones, whatever you call them, go. It can do a lot. It works pretty well. The styling is nice. The some issues with the QWERTY board, and the graphics on the phone aren't the slickest out there by a long shot. But I like the functionality, and I like the way the UI is set up and everything. The problem with this phone is that the feature phone is dying. Smartphones have come down in price so much, and data plan pricing and everything is kind of streamlined, so that really you're getting to a place where you've only got very basic phones that just do calls and messaging, calls and text messaging, and then you've got smartphones that do everything. And phones like this that are kind of in the middle, the problem is that they're kind of too smart for their own good. This phone does a ton, as you'll see in a second when we get to actually reviewing it, but it's priced monthly like a smartphone if you want to take advantage of anything. So with Sprint's pricing, if you just want to do calling and messaging, text messaging on this phone, then it's cheap per month, and no problem. But if you want to use any of its features, the picture messaging, the web browsing, the Twitter and the Facebook integration, the Sprint TV, all that stuff, you're paying the same price per month as you pay for a smartphone. You're paying the same data plan. So in that case, why would you get this and not get something like a Palm Pixie or Pre or one of the Android phones or something that can do so much more if you're going to pay that much per month anyway? That's the problem. I'm sorry, Rumor Touch. It's not your fault. Yeah, I don't know whose fault it is. It's the fault of the people who set the pricing plans, I guess. Anyway, let's get on to the phone. We'll take a look at the phone for what it is, and try not to bemoan too much the pricing on this and pricing on things like the Microsoft Kin, which I'm going to have to do some comparison to just because of their social networking focus. Enough out of me. To our friends at Best Buy Mobile, who hooked us up with the review units that we're then going to give away to you. We got 2 of these, Rumor Touch, given away over on PhoneDog.com, the One Pod Bandit, so you can play, you can spin, maybe you'll win one. Best Buy Mobile, walk out working. You buy a phone there, they'll teach you how to use it before you leave. That's the deal. So, check it out. LG, Sprint, Rumor Touch, touchscreen, QWERTY board. Let's get to it. Alright, so here's your Rumor Touch, and interesting to be checking out this phone, doing this review now after the Microsoft Kin came out, because they're both social network centric, social network oriented phones. Kin kind of making much bigger deal, new platform, bigger launch, etc., etc. But in some ways, Rumor Touch, this isn't a dogfight, although maybe one's in order, but in some ways Rumor Touch does, most of what Kin does, and some of it better. Maybe with a little less spit and polish, as they say. The user interface, the graphics, maybe not quite as dazzling. But you've got your Facebook and your Twitter apps, and they're actually, they're arguably more useful than what you'll find on a Kin. But enough with the Kin, so let's just look at the Rumor Touch itself. So we'll get back to it here, 400 by 240. Touchscreen display, resistive touch, not capacitive, and then you slide it open and you've got a full QWERTY board. On the back you've got a 2 megapixel camera, a little grill for your speaker, 3.5mm headphone jack over here on the right, so you can plug in your own headphones. Micro SD card slot, there's a 1 gig card in it right now, supports up to 32 gigs. On the other side, rocker switch, dedicated camera switch. On the bottom, I keep saying switch, button, whatever. On the bottom you've got a micro USB port for charging and file transfer. You've got a little lanyard hole. Aaron will be happy, he likes the lanyard ports up there in the top corner. Comes in blue, see, it's blue. There you go. So, a couple things with the device right off the bat. The keyboard, little tiny bit disappointing. We'll do a new message here. Send message. So we'll do a new address and we'll just send this to 5 at, I forget where the at key is, there we go, madeup.com. and then we'll go and we will type the message. So the quick brown fox jumped. You can see I didn't turn the sounds off, or you can hear rather. Oops. So the keyboard itself is pretty good. The Action chiclet style, pretty true. You know, works pretty well. The spacebar does that double click thing sometimes, where it's kind of got like, you know, the other buttons are small enough that they just push down in one spot more or less. Spacebar is double wide, and it kind of will roll to the left or the right depending, and oftentimes for me it kind of like double clicks. Not a big deal, a little annoying, not a huge deal. The thing that I find annoying is the placement of the period key. And I didn't use the period key there in typing. But if I were to be typing, you know, now for all I know, you know, I'm an old guy, and all you people, I'm not that old, but relative to, you know, some of you watching this video, I might be kind of old. I might be double your age and then some. But you know, you might not use punctuation, you know, but I use punctuation, and the period key being way over in the right corner, even though that's where, you know, kind of more or less where it is on a computer keyboard. On a computer keyboard, you're using all 5 fingers. You can reach down and hit the period with your pinky. You know, I can't use all 5 fingers on here, so I'm using my thumbs. And, you know, in the course of typing, period, I period, have to period, reach over period, and just reaching over constantly to get to the period key, you know, over in the right corner, it gets really annoying. At least I found it really annoying. I would much prefer keyboards that have the period key, you know, right in the middle by the spacebar. You want those buttons you're going to hit a lot to be, you know, easily accessible, either thumb, right in the middle, right where your hands kind of naturally rest. Yeah, so the comma also kind of an issue in that not only is it way over here on the left, but you also have to function Z to get to it. And again, you know, I know that probably LG did all kinds of research, and, you know, hip, young, cool people don't actually use commas, so who cares? But for me, anyway, I do use them, and it's a pain in the neck to hit, not only to reach all the way over the left, but also to hit function to get to it. Similar with the keyboard. I do like that there's a kind of cursor key, D-pad, not really D-pad, but 4 cursor keys here. I think that's cool, very handy. You know, the emoticon key is kind of fun. But, you know, there's an emoticon key, a symbol key, but they put the period and the comma where they did, and there's also a dedicated number row key, but they put the period and comma. They, you know, you get the idea. I'm upset about the period and the comma key. Otherwise, you know, the keyboard, the action on the keyboard is pretty decent. We don't need to save that. Clearly, it's on videotape, my rant about the keyboard. Let's get back here to the, so we've got the Facebook app, which is actually, you know, it's actually pretty good. I like it when you get these apps that are designed for the device itself and will always connect to the internet. That's fine. And I think they did a pretty good job with both the Facebook and the Twitter apps here, considering, you know, that this is not a smartphone. It's technically a dumb phone, so it's, you know, messaging plan rates. It's not the same cost for data that you're going to pay on a full-on smartphone. Like an Android phone or something like that. Also, you know, no Wi-Fi on here. You're doing Sprint's EVDO connection, as you can see. You know, but right now, for some reason, it's taking a little while. Generally, in my testing, it's been pretty good. While this is loading up, I'll tell you that the phone itself works decently. It's not the best sounding phone ever, but it worked pretty well. Been testing out here in the East Bay area of California, the San Francisco Bay Area, East Bay, and network error. Let's try that again. And a little bit in other places in and around San Francisco, and pretty good voice quality. Music playback quality has been good. With you know, the speaker that's built in is, you know, kind of junk like they all are. You can hear, but it doesn't sound good. But let's resume that there. But the with the headphones plugged into your 3.5mm jack, there, it actually sounds pretty good. As you can see, there's multitasking on the device. You've got, yeah, better than an iPhone right here. You've got, you know, as an app's running, if you hit the home button, you get the application manager, and you can keep it running in the background. You can quit, you can go back to it, or you can go to the application manager and see everything that's running. Your home menu here is customizable. You can hit the add button, and you can add, you know, bookmarks, your different apps, maps, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So let's go entertainment. Let's add the music player. You've got Sprint TV compatibility. You've got some games. You know, Kin doesn't have games. I'm sorry, this isn't a dogfight. I don't know why I'm doing that. So go to the music player. You've got the Sprint Music Store. You can buy music online, 99 cents a track. You can also play your own music. So I've loaded up some music on the SD card, and it's updating now. And so we'll go to All Songs. And so I've got some Spy Mix on there. So we'll play Return of the Organ Grinder. All right. So it's coming up, and then while it's playing, I can get the menu for all my songs. I can go back. I can go home, keep this in the background. Is Twitter loaded up yet? So there's Twitter, and we'll turn the music down a little bit here. And you know, for a dumb phone, right? That's not bad to have music going on. Although I guess I can't control the volume of the music while I'm in here. So we'll go back, and we'll go back to the music store, and we'll turn the volume down a little bit. And you know, the whole thing with this phone is that functionality-wise, it's actually fairly advanced. You can actually do a fair amount of stuff with it. Just, you know, speed and look and feel, it looks, you know, the screens look a little bit like 8-bit video gaming. You know, they're not the whiz-bang, you know, super awesome, high-def looking experience.